Now the trunk itself, the LEDs has its own remote. So let me see if I can change them to pure white. Okay. And the Air Foil that came in from Russia, it has its own remote control. And I'm gonna see if I can change the color on this thing. What's going on, YouTube? This is your boy Cornell, the Tech Savvy Rider. Hey, today is week 3 of working on Black Flash for us getting the wiring, redoing the wiring. Today is Sunday, October the 29th. And like I said, this is the 3rd week of me working on Black Flash, getting the wiring done. And I just got through doing all the hard wiring for the built-in electrical portion for all my electrical wiring that's dealing with the bike. They're hardwired in as far as being wired into the electrical system on the Goldwing. I just got through adding my last device, which is the Air Foil that came in from Russia. It is also hardwired into the system, into the electrical system, and it came in just at the right time for me to finish it up. So this product it pushed me up a couple of days on getting complete for as me wiring the bike. Now I haven't turned the bike on yet. Like I said, I just have finished doing all the hard wiring, but there's some things that I wanted to share with you all on for as doing electrical wiring on a Goldwing. First thing I want to say is I am not an electrician. I am not a Goldwing electrician. Everything I'm about to show you, I am showing you this is how I do it or how I did it, and you taking a chance on wiring your own Goldwing totally takes the responsibility away from me with this disclaimer. You are at your own risk if you're trying to perform any task that I am showing in my videos. Now with that being said, let me go over and show you how I have done some of the hard wiring into my bike. Now there's a big difference from guys who claim they added devices to their Goldwing versus a guy like me saying I wired my bike. When I'm saying I'm wiring my bike, I have actually wired into the system, the electrical system that's on the Goldwing, whereas another guy would probably be talking about he added some positive and negative connections through a power pack or a fuse block. That fuse block is going directly to his battery, so all his devices is going to the fuse block. I'm not knocking it. That is the proper way to add electronics devices to your Goldwing, is through a fuse block. That is the proper way to do it. But when I'm talking about wiring into the Goldwing system, I'm actually talking about wiring into the electrical system on the Goldwing. So there's a big difference. If I overindulge on electrical wiring on my Goldwing, I have done it before. Too much devices, too much wiring can cause the system to not operate, meaning that the motorcycle will still come on, but the minute I try to use any device on the Goldwing, it is not working. Anything from the headlights to trying to hit the horn, whatever. If it's an electronic device and it's overloaded, the entire system would not operate. Whereas a guy who's adding a bunch of devices to his Goldwing, he overload his battery then that battery is dead and the motorcycle just simply cannot start. That's two big difference there. Someone who just drained their battery with devices versus someone who overindulged in electrical wiring on the Goldwing. Okay, now that I shared the difference into the Goldwing, what I was talking about, let me show you what I have done. Okay, in electrical wiring into the Goldwing, the first thing you have to do is tap into your wiring harness, which is always located on the Goldwing on the 2017 model and earlier. It's normally was located on the right hand side up under the passenger seat, and that's what I'm pointing into right now. It's a wiring harness that is usually hooked up through some connected to the bike up under some type of plastic protection that looks similar to this. Alright, so what I have done is tapped into each one of the electrical wirings. I have my wiring harness tapped into my wiring harness. All my wires is going from that wiring harness all the way back around into the bike, and the majority of my wiring harness is here. I have extended it from here going down to here, and then I also re-tapped into the wires that I have added to extend the wiring harness back up into here, into this corner here. So all this electrical wiring that you see here is me tapping back into my wiring harness, but I took it away from my wiring harness and brought it further down. So that's the difference into someone who's actually wiring into the electrical system versus someone who just added a fuse block and added some devices to that fuse block. That's the big difference there. Okay, some of the things I wanted to show you was everything that I'm about to go over are things that I have that are actually wired into my Goldwing. I have a deer horn switch, which is here. I have a USB port that is connected on my helo bars. It is also wired into my system. And my radar detector, I hope my light is not affecting the camera, so let me try to move it down. And I apologize if it is. The radar system is also wired into my electrical system on my Goldwing. So anytime I turn on my bike, these devices that I'm pointing out to you will automatically be engaged or start receiving power if the power switch for that device is on. This is my switchback connection for my lights that's on the side. These are some additional lights that I have added in the front. I'll probably end up mounting it on the side, but right now I just got it hanging down so I can put it here. This is fuse block number 1 with a master ground connection. I got a total of 3 power fuse blocks slash power block. It was actually 2 fuse blocks and 1 power block. That is the first fuse block. My second fuse block is down here in my saddlebag. That's my second fuse block. This is one that's going to be operating all my Rollin Eyes electrical system. Alright, on the back I got a second fuse block, which is my third power source, which is located on the left side of my trunk. Let me try to grab this light right quick. The fuse block is located down there at the bottom, along with the ground connection in the back. Now my Air Foil is also wired into the bike. It's going up under the trunk, and then I also have LED, the 50/50 LED going around in my trunk with an additional USB port at the bottom, which is also wired into the bike. Now what I mean, like I said, what I mean about wiring is, get this all back up here. the minute my bike turns on, if those power connections switches are on for those devices, I mean for those wiring devices, then everything will be actually on. So this is going to be my first turn on after since I have finished connecting the electrical wiring. So this is going to be my first test run. So any mistakes that I have made, you all are going to witness them right along with me. And at the same time, I'm testing to see if everything is actually coming on. So this is going to be a real quick run because the garage is down, and I'm going to turn the bike on, but I'm not going to turn it on for the engine to turn over. I'm just turning on for the the switch for everything to see if it's coming on. Okay, first test is going to be my deer horn. It's working. Second is going to be my radar detector. Okay, it's on. Turn it back off. The third is going to be my USB connection that's on my healer bar. It's got its own cutoff switch. So it's running. Alright, the fourth is going to be my switchback connections for the lights on the front that's on the side. Like I said, all this stuff is electrical wired in, and these are the switchback lights that's up under the fog lights in the front. Okay, so far I'm doing good. Alright, my Air Foil that came in from Russia. Okay, this wired, hot wired into the bike also. Try to turn some lights out so you can see it. It is hot wired into the bike. It still got the plastic over the lights for the Black Flash symbol. It lights up. And another connection I got is inside the trunk itself. Also has a connection, which is a USB that has its own cutoff, so I need to turn it on. I got an inverter that's on the inside that's running from that cutoff switch, and it's also running the LEDs inside the trunk. Now the trunk itself, the LEDs has its own remote. So let me see if I can change them to pure white. Okay. And the Air Foil that came in from Russia, it has its own remote control. And I'm going to see if I can change the color on this thing. Now, I'm not sure how to use it yet. I probably have to put a battery in it. But it's on, so it's probably got some type of battery or something. I'm not sure how it works yet. Let's see if I have to. Yeah, I got to read about this thing, but it's on, so I know it's working. Other than that, let me see. I got a cutoff switch in the back for the rest of the lights in the system, which is here, and that's going to be all the lights at the bottom. So everything is hot wired into my bike. Is actually working, and the cutoff switch, when I turn them on, is showing that the lights are coming on. So hey, I did a pretty good job on rewiring all the electrical wiring on my bike. Now this last week, make sure I ain't turn my trailer on. This last week is all I have to do now is start working on my Rollin Eyes light set, and it's probably gonna take me the full week and a couple of days, because what I'm trying to do is grab all the lights, run the extensions of the wiring all the way back to the back. I was recommended by my friend Glenn to run it up under the motorcycle and bring it back up through the top, and then have it going to the trunk instead of trying to run it straight back up under the frame. I'm gonna see which way it's gonna actually help me figure this stuff out, which one is gonna be best for me. But hey, I'm on the downside of finishing up wiring my bike. Once I'm done, my last video is gonna be the completion. of the wiring. And I do have some USB ports and some electrical wiring. There's going to be some electrical lights. Some lights that's going to be going to the side of the bike because the side covers and stuff are missing. They're not, of course, they all over here. You'll also see the full display of what the bike will be doing, or what it looked like on my last video for us rewiring the bike. It'll show you the complete. It will show you the completion of everything I have done for us rewiring my bike. Hey, that's my spiel for today, YouTube. I hope you all like what you see. Hey, if you got any questions about how to do it in this electrical wiring or how I did it, please don't hesitate to ask. It is not that hard. You just have to be willing to be patient. That's the biggest thing. You have to be patient on doing this stuff. Other than that, that's my spiel for the day, YouTube. Y'all have a good one. GoPro, stop recording.